Hello everyone, welcome to Network Ethics. So in this checkpoint demo, as I told you, we are planning to give it 2 days demo session. Okay, so totally 2 hours demo. So that is scheduled on today, 29th April, and tomorrow, 30th April. The timing will be 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Okay, the same timing for tomorrow as well. So in this, we have a 1 hour schedule only, right? So here we can't able to discuss all the thing within a single day. So that's the reason we have scheduled in a two 2 days demo. So first day, day one, okay. First day we are going to discuss about the curriculum, okay, course content, what kind of course curriculum we are going to cover, what kind of certification we are going to cover, that we are going to discuss. And second day, tomorrow I'm going to give you some intro about the checkpoint, okay, and as well as we are going to perform some while giving the checkpoint introduction. We are going to discuss about the checkpoint architecture. In that, we are going to deploy your checkpoint firewall in a standalone or two-tier architecture. Two-tier architecture. So as of now, if you are very new to this technology, like if you're very new to this firewall, as as well, you know about firewall some, but you're very new to the checkpoint environment, so you are not able to understand. But no worries, I'll give you the we are going, however, this batch is going to start from the scratch. So what is, I'm going to teach you what is from starting level, what is firewall 2, and then we are going to cover up to CCSE, checkpoint certified security expert level training we are going to cover in this program, guys. Okay, so no worries, if you are not able to understand these terminologies and all, just leave it. This is completely, we are going to start from the scratch, beginner level to advanced expert level. We are professional and expert level we are going to cover in this batch for in a checkpoint environment. Okay, so no worries, guys. Okay, so this is your course agenda which we are going to cover, I mean a demo agenda which we are going to cover today and tomorrow. So why I have make it a separate session to just discuss the content, right? So you may have some concern like that, because I just want to make you guys, I want to give a clear view what is the courses we have, what is the course content, what is the in this checkpoint firewall training program, what we are going to learn. And as a trainer, what I'm going to cover, everything you, I want to make give you the clear picture. So that's the reason I have taken this. I'm separately allocated one session to discuss about the course content, guys. Okay, okay, let's go into the session. So so in a checkpoint environment, okay, so however, I'll give you the introduction to the firewall and checkpoint environment tomorrow also. But before going into the, before enter into the course curriculum discussion, you have to know what are the type of course curriculum is available in a checkpoint environment. As a beginner, what you have to start, or as a professional level, you may already work as a network security engineer, all right? So or you may work as a firewall administrator. In your environment you may use the firewalls, but where I have to start, what is the thing I have to start, right? So that and all you need to know. So that's the reason I'm starting here. Okay, so in checkpoint, so I'm going to give some CP means checkpoint, guys. Okay, in checkpoint there are three level of certification. Okay, associate level, professional level, okay, and then expert level certification, guys. Okay, so uh, associate level, who is the completely beginner, for in a checkpoint environment. Okay, and you have to start from here. You don't know about anything about checkpoint. You're very, you may have experience with some other firewall, but you don't know anything about checkpoint environment. Then you have to start from here. So that is CCSA, the certification that you can do. If you're complete associate level training, you can go for a global certification, like how in Cisco we have a CCNA, CCNP, CCIE level of certification. Like that, associate level of training, you can do CCSA. In a CCSA, cert- certified checkpoint security administrator. Okay, this is the associate level certification who can able to manage the checkpoint firewalls with the day-to-day activities like configuring the policy, creating the object, and then enabling some services, filtering, I mean, uh, to do daily activities like backup, restore, right? So these kind of things to which you are doing a daily basis in your in your day operational, okay, in your network operational, right? So that thing you are going to do, you are going to learn, and as a administrative level you are going to learn, okay, under CCSA, checkpoint certified secure security, sorry guys, so administrator, that is the certification name, CCSA, guys. Okay, and after that you can go to the next level of certification called professional level certification. So are you actually, they are saying that expert, not professional. They're saying that it's an expert level. And then they are saying it master program in their terminology. Okay. So under expert level training, the next level of, if you if you are already I mean, if you have a knowledge of CCSA, then only you can able to go with a expert level training, that is called a CCSC, guys. Okay, certification level CCSC, checkpoint certified security expert, who can able to know the knowledge of CCSA level, and additionally some advanced features, some advanced concept you're going to learn as a expert level. So if you know, or if you go for a CC, if you want to complete CCSC certification, then it's a mandatory thing is you have to complete CCSA certification, you have to complete, and and then training and certification you have to complete, then only you can go for a CCSC certification, guys. The validity of this certificate is 2 years. Okay. The validity of certificate of checkpoint certifications is the 2 years, and almost you have to spend 300 USD for CCSE certification. And after, if you go for a CCSE, then you have to spend 300 USD to complete your to write CCSE examination, guys. Okay. So whatever the topics we are going to cover in our actually in our training, we are covering both the papers, CCSA associate level and expert level, both we are covering it. And whatever the detailed course curriculum we will discuss now. Okay. And if you are expert, if you are completed expert level certification, and if you want to move on further into your in a checkpoint industry, right? So now you have a master program. In this master program, this is, you are going to do some specialized certification like VSX and then MDS. So VSX, it's virtualization, it's an uh, virtualization concept you can have if you have a single physical hardware firewall. You want to create multiple logical firewall, just like we have a VLAN in switch, single physical switch. You can logically split as a multiple different LAN network. It can act like a multiple different LAN network, and you can able to, right? So you can able to work with that, right? So similarly, one single physical firewall you can able to split as a multiple logical firewall. So the same concept, if you are already worked in a Palo Alto or FortiGate, you may heard about the in FortiGate VDOM. In Palo Alto, you may heard about like VSys. The same concept here they are calling it as a VSX. So single, the logic is you can create, you can deploy one single firewall as a you can split as a multiple logical firewall, and you can each more logical firewall you can deploy, you can treat as a single individual firewalls, and you can deploy to the different projects. You can create, you can manage each logical firewalls, you can create the policy, you can enable the services, everything you can able to do it. Okay, whatever you are doing in a single physical firewall, and that each logical firewall, so you can able to create it, you can able to manage it. Okay, so so that and all you have to go for, mm, once if your expert level certification is you have completed, then you can go with a master program in that specialized certification VXX and MDS. VSX is nothing. It's about the virtualization you are doing in a checkpoint environment. MDS is a centralized management console. So I mean, it's MDS if you're already worked in a FortiGate or Palo Alto, so a similar concept we have in that devices as well. That is called in Fortinet they call it as a Forti Manager, similar product. Okay, Forti Manager. In Palo Alto we call it as a Panorama. So I think it's a centralized management device, centralized management activities. It can able to do it. Okay, MDS, multi-domain server. They in Checkpoint they call it as a multi-domain server. You can manage multiple checkpoint firewalls under one roof as a centralized management device. Okay, so if you want to know more about this info, we are not going to, because this is a master program in our Checkpoint course curriculum. We are covering CCSA plus CCSE both. Okay, but we are not covering VSX and MDS because it's a master level program. But if you want to know something, I mean, if you want to more info about VSX MDS, I'll give you the some more info about these features which is available in Checkpoint. Okay, but as our course curriculum, we have designed to go for a CCSE certification. After completion of your checkpoint training program with us, you have a knowledge to clear your CCSE level of training program, sorry, CCSE level of certification. You can able to complete, but the prerequisite is to complete CCSE, then you have to complete CCSA first, then only you have to go for a CCSE certification, guys. So our entire course curriculum, it's fully about these two certifications. Okay, associate level and expert level. Okay, let's go into the course curriculum discussion. So as a from your checkpoint, this course curriculum is designed by the checkpoint itself. So this is your actual CCSA course curriculum. Okay, from checkpoint. Okay, so something you can't able, I mean, some you can able to see the can't, I mean, topics, but you are not able to have any idea what is that and all, right? So let me explain you one by one. But so before that, so just go through this syllabus. Okay, this syllabus we are going to discuss about the checkpoint architecture, checkpoint firewall architecture. So checkpoint firewall have a the architecture name for checkpoint. It has different name, guys. Checkpoint firewall architecture has almost three different names. So they, when you go for an interview, to confuse you, your interviewer asks like, what is smart architecture? What is smart architecture? Okay, and what is three-tier architecture? Okay, what is checkpoint architecture? What is standalone deployment? What is distributed deployment? If they're asking, right, so in single for all, you have one answer only. Okay, so to confuse you, they will ask what is smart architect, what smart architecture, or else what is the three major element in checkpoint architecture. Like that, to confuse you, they will ask you the same. Actually, the question answer is one for this six type of questions. Okay, to confuse you, they will ask you these kind of answers. I mean, these kind of questions when you are going to the interview, and if you said I have worked in a checkpoint, or I know I have some hands on in a checkpoint, then the first question you will get about the architecture. So that question they'll ask you different way. So the you have a six type of ways to ask this question all about checkpoint architecture. Okay, so this architecture, your checkpoint having checkpoint have two tier and three tier architecture. Sometimes they will ask like, to confuse more, let me know what is two tier architecture as well. Your checkpoint, basically your checkpoint follow three-tier architecture only, and but you can also install your checkpoint in a two-tier architecture. So as of now, you're not aware, you're not able to understand what is two-tier or three-tier, what is smart architecture and all. That I'll let you know in a tomorrow session, because we have a separate session for that. Okay, so as of now, I'm the your checkpoint firewall, you are going to discuss about the checkpoint firewall. Okay, in CCSA you are going to learn what kind of architecture approach they are having to process the packet. Okay, and how they what are the major elements we have in that architecture. Okay, so they call it as a two tier, three tier architecture, or smart architecture, the different name, like whatever I have listed, that you can able to, I mean, you can able to hear about the architecture only. This is about only architecture. So the answer is, you have to you have to say, uh, I mean, the answer you will get tomorrow, guys. What is that answer? So, or else you can just Google it now itself. Okay, if you're having some curiosity, and along with them tomorrow, I'll give you some brief introduction. I'll give you about the architecture so that you can able to get more info on it. Okay, so we are going to discuss about the security architecture in checkpoint environment, and also you're going to discuss about some application control features which is available, basic depth configuration. So in CCSA level, it's about the configuration level only. Okay, so you're going to learn some basic application control configurations. So application control means in your infrastructure, in your network, you want to, let's say this is my LAN network, system A and system B. Okay, this is your LAN network, and it's connecting to the internet. Okay, now I want to allow system A to access Facebook, but I don't want to allow system B to access Facebook. I want to deny Facebook for system B. Okay, and so that you can able to filter by the help of source and destination filters. And but I want to allow Facebook for system B, but Facebook it's a multi it's a multiple, it's collaborated application. Facebook it's not on a single application, it is collaborated with multiple small application, like file sharing, right, and then chat, video call, right, audio, voice, right. So gaming you can able to play in Facebook, so that and all micro applications. So I want to allow Facebook for system A and system B, and I want to deny inside the Facebook. I don't want to allow my LAN users to chat with someone else, LAN users to download something from Facebook, right? So that and all you can able to control by the help of application control. You can able to control by the help of application control feature. If you want to block some application like Facebook, Twitter, or category based, like I want to block entirely social networking application or educational application, education category application. We have n number of web application and desktop application we have it, right? So mobile application, so which is related to the sports, n number of category we have, right? Sports, bandwidth consumption, like streaming application like YouTube, Hotstar, and then social media applications like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, right? And educational related websites like um any education.edu website, like any industry, I mean any university websites, or any Wikipedia, or any library websites, right? So that and all comes under the education category. So that website and applications, not web applications and mobile application also, if I want to block it, then that for that we have to use application control feature. By the help of that application control feature, we can able to filter the traffic. And then it's about the deployment. So while discussing about the architecture itself, we are going to discuss about the deployment. You can deploy your checkpoint firewall in a two different way. So which is standalone, which is we are going to discuss tomorrow, standalone deployment, and distributed deployment. So when you are having some idea about the architecture, so then only you can able to understand what is mean by standalone deployment, what is mean by distributed deployment. So that we will, however, we are going to do it tomorrow, standalone deployment as a lab. Okay. And meanwhile, we are before doing that lab, we are going to discuss about the checkpoint. Under checkpoint introduction, we are going to discuss about the checkpoint architecture. So that time you can able to understand what is a checkpoint architecture, and by using that architecture approach, how we can deploy your checkpoint firewall. That also we are going to learn. Okay, and after that you are going to learn about these are all the topics, the theoretical, actually almost here it's a theoretical things. I mean, these are all the topics we are going to cover. In that, we have some lab in a CCSA. These are all the lab. Okay, and these are all the theoretical things along with okay. So you're going to discuss about the licensing, what are the type of, how to register your checkpoint firewall if you are getting a fresh checkpoint firewall, and how to register your checkpoint firewall into the checkpoint customer portal, and how to update the licenses, what are the type of license package we have, right? So that and all we are going to discuss under this topic. And so Gaia portal, actually checkpoint has its own operating system called Gaia. Okay, Gaia operating system, and we are going to use Gaia 81.10, which is latest operating system of checkpoint firewall. So we are going to use 81.x and 80, both version we are going to use it, 80.x and 81.x, both we are going to use while doing your lab. Okay, so I'll so to access your checkpoint, while doing initial setup, we are going to access the checkpoint Gaia portal. Okay. So how you are going to install your, it's a web-based console access. Okay. So how you are going to install your checkpoint firewall, whether the two-tier architecture or whether the three-tier architecture. So that and all you can able to decide through when very first time you are trying to access the console of your checkpoint firewall, right? So that time you are going to access the web console through web page, right? So while doing initial setup, that console is called Gaia portal. So tomorrow I'll show you in a practical things so that you can able to understand. Okay. And after that, we are going to discuss about NAT in checkpoint. So in checkpoint, the NAT terminology is different. So previously you may heard about, so I mean, static NAT, dynamic NAT, PAT, like that, right? Or else you may hear source NAT, destination NAT, like that, right? So here hide NAT is the terminology which is used in a checkpoint. Okay, so we are going to do hide NAT and static NAT. Hide NAT is nothing, it's similar to your PAT. It is a PAT only. Okay, so port address translation only, but they are calling it as a technical name they're calling it as a hide NAT. Okay, and here you NAT implementation is you can able to see in a different way. They call it as a auto NAT, manual NAT. So that and all while doing NAT. So while discuss about the deep while discussing the uh, content info that I'll let you know. Okay, so as of now, I'm just giving the overview between CCSA and CCSE. So because here you can able to see the topic wise inside the topics, whatever the content we are going to cover, that and all I have it in a separate file. I'll share. I'll show it. I'll show after this discussion, guys. Okay. So sorry. So, and after that, you are going to learn about the URL filter. URL filtering means if you want to block some website in your environment, if you by using checkpoint firewall, how to achieve that. So you can you can block some website statically, I mean individually, or you can block some category based websites. So like if I want to block social networking websites, or gaming websites, or um, more vulnerable or more dangerous websites like uh, adult adult content, or any other like hacking related info, right? So that websites, category based websites, I can able to block it. So let's say if you are blocking websites statically one by one, let's say I want to block social networking applications, so social networking websites. So under social networking we have almost 60 plus websites. So each and everything you cannot add one by one manually to block it. Okay, so even though if you have time to add that 60 websites, just imagine it's only for social networking websites. Likewise, we have a different category, so which is a gaming and gambling related things, and which is uh, education category we have, bandwidth consumption category we have, and then more vulnerability category just like hacking related websites we have, right? So and general internet purpose, and then business oriented category websites we have. So that and all, each and every category we have thousands of websites. Okay, we have a millions of websites, so each and everything we cannot add one by one to block it. Okay, so in that case, you can use category based filters. Category based filters. So that category based filters, let's say if you want to block social networking related websites, so I can use URL filter. In URL filter, we have one feature called category based filter. So I can just select that category under general internet. I have subcategory. That subcategory is called in subcategory your social networking websites comes under the subcategory. So I'm going to select that subcategory, just blocks entire social networking websites. So in future also, as of now 60 plus website we have. In future, in a daily basis, n number of websites and applications are developed, and that are all hosted over the internet, right? So in future also there is a chance multiple social networking websites may be come, right? So that we cannot classify, right? So manually, so that is very difficult job, and we will do some manual error as well, human error as well. So to avoid that, the checkpoint itself, they have categorized their in their URL database, category database. They have their own database related to URL filtering. So they have categorized each and every URL based on inside that content. What is their content? What is the niche, right? Based on that, they will categorize that each URL, and in that particular category, which is let's say so social networking websites will be categorized under social networking category. Okay, so if you want to block entire social networking websites, then you can go with a URL category based filter which is available in Checkpoint, and you can simply just do some few clicks, and you can entirely block all URL filters. In meanwhile, I just want to allow some specific social networking websites to promote my product, right? So in that case, you can also bypass, you can entirely block all your checkpoint sorry all social networking websites In that, if you want to allow only Facebook, if you want to allow only Twitter, that you can bypass it by creating override rule. Okay, so that and all you can achieve when you are doing when we are learning URL filtering, guys. Okay, and the monitoring states, which is related to the logs and monitoring category. So if you want to monitor some traffic, so why that traffic is denied, why that traffic is allowed, right? So that and all you can monitor, and what are the stages we have to monitor, what are the tools we are going to use to monitor the live traffic, right? So that and all we are going to discuss under monitoring category. Okay, so I mean topics. And these are all the just you are going to have some theoretical info, IoT, what is IoT, right? So it's an introduction to the IoT. Okay, and how to under traffic visibility, it's just like logs. Okay, how to check your logs, what are the tools we have, right, to cross check your logs, that and all. And security events, traffic visibility, monitoring and states, all are comes under the model monitoring, logs and monitor module. Okay, so all are it's used for monitoring purpose, guys. Log to cross check your logs and verify your logs, to monitor your live traffic. For that purpose only we are using all these tools. Okay, so inside that topic we are going to discuss some other except IoT. Okay, some other tools. Okay, so and after that, thread extraction, thread emulation, that and all you are going to discuss about the IPS engine. Under IPS you are going to learn, so how to when you're when you receive your some traffic in your firewall, how to uh, do deep inspection, and if the vulnerability is identified, I mean any virus or malware is identified, how to identify that malware and spyware or any virus. So that and all, in that case, if you're identifying that any malware or spyware, how you're going to react, how to identify, you are going to learn under thread extraction and thread emulation. Okay, if any vulnerability is identified, what you have to do, so that you are going to learn under thread extraction and thread emulation. Actually, in simple terms, if you want to say, you are going to discuss about the IPS there. Okay, what is intrusion prevention, what how that IPS is identify the threads. Okay, and how to extract that threads, and how to block that threads, right? So that and all you are going to learn under thread extraction and thread emulation base. And after that, what you are going to learn about the policy layer, what is policy, security policy, how to create in your checkpoint firewall, what are the layer we have sub layers. So you, and main security rule, NAT rule, main security, basic security policy, okay, and the NAT policy and intrusion policy, IPS policy. We have different kind of policy layers. So in deeper sub layer you can able to create. Okay, so in deeper we will discuss when you are enter into the lab. Okay, and then so the smart console, it's a console application to access your checkpoint firewall manager. Okay, so as of now, you're not able to understand what is checkpoint manager, what is checkpoint gateway, smart gateway, and what is smart console. These are the tools to access your checkpoint firewall. The major components I listed one six questions, right? So in that, what are the three major components in checkpoint? That question, right? So under for that question, your so one of the answer is smart console. Likewise, smart management, security management server, and smart gateway. These are only three major components. Okay, so that while doing a tomorrow session, while attending the tomorrow session, you can able to understand how what is smart manager, what is smart console, what is smart gateway. Okay, what is security manager, and what is security gateway, and what is smart console. Okay, so all this you can able to understand tomorrow session, guys. Okay, and the threat prevention, threat accumulation, threat extraction, all are the functionality of your IPS checkpoint IPS engine. Okay, so and then user access. So how to access your checkpoint firewall as an administrator user? What are all the privilege you have? Okay, so how to access the checkpoint consoles? Okay, So that and all you are going to learn under user access. These are all the topics we are going to discuss in checkpoint CCSA syllabus, guys. Okay, so if you look at the okay, so under lab, so all the topics, these are all the topics. Most of these topics are comes under the theoretical in a CCSA, but CCSE okay, and along with uh, lab we are going to do in a CCSA. Okay, so the labs, how to configure your security management server. Security management server is the one of the component. Okay, so to deploy your checkpoint firewall, while checkpoint firewall, if you are deploying in a three-tier architecture, so one of the component is checkpoint security management server. Okay, and that security management server, how to deploy, how to configure very first time. Okay, and initial access, how to access Gaia portal very first time, and how to configure the smart management server, and how to access that smart management server by the help of smart console application. So smart console application you are going to install. The smart console application is the console to access your management server. Okay, and your management server is the medium to manage your checkpoint gateways. As of now, definitely it will confuse you. No worries. Okay, tomorrow, please, I request you to attend the tomorrow session so that you can able to understand what is checkpoint gateway, what is checkpoint uh, manager, what is smart console. Okay, so that and all we are going to do lab while doing initial configuration, you are going to deploy. This is alpha gateway deployment, which is nothing, your uh, standalone deployment. Okay, and after that you are going to this thing, you are going to deploy in a three-tier architecture. You are going to do lab with the standalone deployment. So you are going to separately install your checkpoint firewall. Okay, and as a two-tier architecture. So that is standalone. And if you are installing as a three-tier architecture, that is comes under the distributor installation. While doing a distributor installation, you are going to you're going to install your security management server with and gateway as a different devices. You need a different hardware unit. One hardware unit you will deploy under separately in a management server as a management server. Another hardware you are going to separately deploy as a gateway, and this gateway will be managed by your management server, and this management server can be accessible through your smart console application. Okay, so the while integrate your management server and gateway, you are going to use the secure internal communication protocol. You are going to use some password called a SIG password. Okay, so that and all you are going to test. While doing this lab, you can able to understand what is SIG password, what is SIC, secure internal communication. That password, it's just like a OTP. While integrate your management server and gateway, when you're deploying in a three-tier architecture, that time that password is necessary. Okay, so that you can able to understand while doing three-tier architecture lab wise. Okay, and how to create a multiple administrator with a different level of privileges, access level. So how one administrator you are going to create as a with a basic functionality like creating the policy, enabling the interfaces. Okay, another administrator you are going to create with a full access level. He can able to create another administrator user account and all. So different privileges we have in checkpoint, and how to create a new administrator user account, and how to provide the different privilege level, and which is predefined role. What are the predefined role we have in checkpoint, and how to create your customized role. Okay, so that and all you are going to see under administrative create this lab, create multiple administrator and different roles. Okay, and after that, updating the license on your product on your checkpoint product. Okay, for checkpoint gateway, checkpoint manager, right? And then okay, these are all how to register the product, everything you are going to learn under this lab. Okay, and after that, after successfully deployed your checkpoint firewall, either two-tier architecture or three-tier architecture, how to create some object, address object, network object, or service object in your checkpoint firewall that you are going to do in your lab. Okay, and after that, how to create a security rule, how to create a normal security rule, zone based security rule. Okay, and how to create the what are the policy layers we have. Okay, there we have discussed, right? So the policy layer, there it is, this policy layer, right? So that and all you are going to that this is the topic. While doing lab, you can able to understand what are the type of policy we have, what is security policy, what is NAT policy, what is intrusion prevention policy, what is sub policy, what is shared policy. Okay, so that and all you are going to learn under here. Okay, and then okay, and user access role. So what is the how to access? This is it's similar to administrator user account, but this admin user access is only for smart console app, smart console access. So they through that smart console only you can able to access your manager. In your manager only we are managing that security policy. So how that user is going to manage, multiple user is going to manage the checkpoint policies, security policies, that and all you are going to learn under this lab. And then how to monitor, how to allow while creating the policy, we are going to allow some traffic, and that how we are going to deny some traffic, how to monitor that traffic, how by using the monitoring tools. Okay, so and then smart console, smart view, monitor events. Okay, these are all the logs and monitoring lab, guys. Okay, so here if you look at any exercise which is related to the application control, URL filter, file blocking. Okay, so all any next generation firewall features like UTM features, application control, URL filter, file blocking, IPS, right? Anything if you are look at, I mean, you can able to see that as a lab, it's not there, right? But we are going to use this topic. We are going to do this topic under lab. Our lab, we are going to perform all UTM features, even though it's not listed in your CCSA course curriculum. We are going to cover all these topics as a lab, guys. Okay, so application control, URL filter, file blocking, you intrusion preventions. Okay, IPS like threat extraction, threat emulation, right? So that and all. So that's all about the CCSA syllabus. And if you go to the CCSE syllabus, here in here you're not having anything like upgrade, how to a lab, how to upgrade your checkpoint firewall, how to update the licenses, how to upgrade the checkpoint firewall gateway and manager, that and all it's not there, right? So that and all comes under the CCSE syllabus. Okay, so here you're going to perform your lab. So here it's not anywhere else, they are not discussing about the VPN topics as well, right? So site-to-site VPN, SSL VPN, that and all comes under the CCSE syllabus as per the latest syllabus update of your checkpoint. Okay, so here we are going to discuss about the VPN and SSL VPN and site-to-site VPN. Okay, and then we are going to discuss about the high availability clustering, high availability active. Okay, so due to time concern, I just want to give some basic info about this, and detail view I'll show the our I mean CCSA syllabus plus CCSA syllabus both I have mingled with this in a single, I mean another file. I'll show you. Okay, so that content definitely you can able to understand. Okay, so so here we are going to do VPN lab, site to site VPN, SSL VPN, remote, right? And then high availability cluster, active passive and active both we are going to discuss. And okay, active passive and active we have a unicast method, multicast method. So both we are going to discuss in active. Okay, so in our lab we are going to do it. And security gateway operations, so how to configure your checkpoint gateway and how to enable the data interfaces in your gateway, right? How to add default route, right? So that and all comes under the gateway operations. And how to install the policy from your manager to your gateway, so that and all you are going to learn here. And some advanced topic like VPN, remote access VPN, SSL VPN, mobile access VPN, right? Everything. And along with that, gate how to upgrade your security gateway, how to upgrade your your security management server, right? So that and all we are going to perform here. Okay. So if you go to the lab, okay, so whatever I have explained there, so we are going to check the you are going to have a lab in your VPN, okay, cluster, okay, and you are going to have lab deeper info. You are going to read about the smart event viewer. It's a monitoring tool. You're going to have some more info how to monitor the traffic by using smart event application. Okay, and uh, right, how to verify your policy and install that policy in your manager to gateway, and how to monitor the traffic again. And then here you are going to get some CLI command line, basic CLI commands, whatever we need to do daily activities in your checkpoint firewall, that you are going to have lab. Okay, CLI lab lab we are going to have. And then the distributed log, distributed server, three-tier lab as well here. Okay, and then how to add high availability secondary management server, backup management server, and backup management gateway. That and all we can do it under cluster concepts. We are going to you're going to do, guys. So these are all the labs we have in a CCSE certification, CCSE level of certification, guys. Okay, so Sandblow, yeah, packet flow, we'll cover it. Okay, Himanshu. Sandblast, it's an tool, it's in a sandbox, it's kind of sandbox thing. So that is an external tool. It's an enhanced IPS. You can call it as an enhanced IPS. So that is a different tool you have to use. So that is not comes under the CCSE syllabus. Okay, guys, packet flow we will cover it. Okay, while doing it also. And virtual firewall and Angie, I told you, right? So the virtual firewall, that is comes under the VSX concept. That VSX concept, it's an advanced level of training. Okay, so that you have to do it in a master level program certification programming in checkpoint environment. Okay, so that I'm going to give you the idea. Okay, but we are not performing the lab in this. Okay, because that is not part of your syllabus as well. Okay, but I'll give you the idea about VSX and virtual domain multi-domain server, MDS. Okay, so that are all specialized certification which you have to do after CCSE. Okay, as a entry level or as a professional level, you no need to do this lab, guys. Yes, yes, yeah, sandblast. I'll give you the idea. No worries. Okay, no worries, no worries. It's just an external device which is going to have some more IPS signatures than your firewall IPS. So the reason why we should have a separate device like that, why we are unable to load more IPS data in your firewall, everything we will discuss while doing a zero-day threat prevention. Definitely, I'll give you the idea. Okay, Himans. Okay, guys. So let me show you the mingled course curriculum which we are going to take. Okay, so I have classified as a module wise. So totally we have 11 modules in CCSA plus CCSE training program. Okay. So first module we are going to cover. I'm going to cover you since we are starting from the scratch. You should you should know what is firewall, the basics of firewall. So introduction to the firewall. Here we are covering what is firewall, types of firewall. Okay, and why we need to migrate next generation firewall, and why we need to choose checkpoint firewall. That also we'll discuss in the introduction to the firewall. Okay, and so that is most probably your day one of your firewall training program. Okay, and then we are going to discuss about the security architecture. What is checkpoint architecture? What are the type of architecture we have? What is standalone deployment? What is two-tier architecture? What is three-tier architecture? What is standalone deployment? What is distributed deployment? Right? How to access the consoles of your checkpoint? What are the major elements we have in a checkpoint? So how to integrate that major elements, everything we will discuss one by one. It's theoretical thing we are going to cover about this architecture lab under initial configuration only. We are going to do lab for your architecture, two-tier architecture and three-tier architecture. Okay, so Munis, please shut down your video. Okay, so now module 2, it's about your lab setup. We are going to do a here we are going to perform virtual lab only by using the tool called EvenG. Okay, I'll guide you how to create your lab in a EvenG, how to access. Okay, hi Amlan. So how to create your lab setup by the help of EvenG, how to install that EvenG, how to create your lab setup, and uh, how to upload the image files of checkpoint, and then Windows machine, whatever the devices we need, web browser, and sorry, your web server, RDP server, right? So whatever the servers and other tools we need to do our hands on in your lab, so everything we can able to install it. Okay, we are going to do as I'm going to teach you in this model too. Okay, how to create, how to use that EvenG tool and all. Okay, and then model 3, we are going to discuss about the initial configuration. So whatever the architecture we are we are going to discuss in a module 1. So that we are going to implement in your initial configuration deployment while accessing the checkpoint firewall. How to access your checkpoint firewall Gaia portal very first time to complete your first time installation wizard, and there only you can select what kind of role you are going to uh, you're going to install in that particular product, as a security gateway or as a security manager, right? So that and all you can able to decide it. So how to access the Gaia portal to complete your first time installation, and after that, if you are installed, how to configure the interfaces of your product, that product, either manager or either gateway, right? So how to add the default route, static route on your the devices, management server or gateway. Okay, and then how to after while doing installation, if you are going to install two-tier architecture or three-tier architecture. Okay, so if you are going to install two-tier architecture, and how to create the policy and how to deploy the policy, how to access the console, we are going to see in initial configuration. If you are going to do install in a three-tier architecture, how to install separately or a management server separately or gateway, and how to install smart console application separately, and how to create the policy in a three-tier architecture, how to deploy that policy in your management server, from management server to gateway, everything we are going to see under module 3 initial configuration. Meanwhile, the backup and restore, we are going to perform license upgradation and registering your checkpoint firewall into the customer port, your checkpoint portal. Okay, everything we are going to discuss under initial configuration, guys. Okay, so while licensing, registering is miss. Register checkpoint product into checkpoint customer portal. So why need to register the customer portal? What are the benefit we are having it? Everything we'll discuss in that time. Okay. Under module 4, so how to create the security policy and how to manage that policy when you're deploying in a two-tier architecture or standalone method, or when you're deploying three-tier architecture or in a distributed deployment. Okay, so that and all we are going to discuss, and we are going to do lab. What are the policy, how we can create the security rule, what are the type of policy we have in a checkpoint firewall. Okay, how we can manage it by the help of secure management server. Okay, so that and all we are going to discuss here. Access control rule. Okay, and NAT rule, intrusion rule. Okay, so the how to create the different type of rules in your in your checkpoint management server. Okay, that and all we'll discuss in a, and how to allow or how to deny some traffic, right, by creating some access control policies. Okay, and everything here I told you, right, so we have a policy layer. So so how to create the sub policies, managing sub policy layer, the shared policy, threat prevention policy, application control policy. Okay, we have a different type of policy layers. Okay, so how to create and how to integrate that policy layers, everything we are going to discuss under module 5. Okay, and module 6, it's about NAT and what are the type of NAT we have in checkpoint, how to create static NAT, how to create a hide NAT, and how along with that, while doing a static NAT, hide NAT, we can implement these NATs. We have a terminology like um, manual NAT or auto NAT. Manual NAT, how to create these NATs in different way, manually or automatedly. Okay. Okay, and sorry, after that the module 7. So, like UTM features, advanced firewall features like application control, URL filter, IPS, antivirus, anti-spam, antivirus features, file blocking, intrusion prevention, and user identification. Okay, your identity awareness. So, if you want to allow some traffic based on the user and user group, like I want to allow my, let's say in my LAN network. Okay, I have two different teams, sales team and technical team. So sales team is going to have different, I'm going to allow different services to sales team because they are going to promote our product, right? So I'm going to I'm going to allow social media access to sales team, but technical team I don't want to allow social media access. So in that case, to filter the traffic, so both are in a same lane, so there is a chance the sales team users may use the technical team I mean that the PC which now used by the technical team employee. Okay, so they can, because it's a okay, it's a shared devices, so anyone can able to log in into this device by using their user credential. Okay, so in that case we want to achieve the same thing. For say who is from the sales team, I want to allow social networking apps, and who is from the technical team, I want to block social networking apps for them. So that if you want to achieve it, that you can able to achieve by the help of user authentication. So that is here we call it as a identity awareness. Who is going to access, what are the service they are going to access. Okay, so additionally it's a layer 7 filter, identity awareness, so which we usually you call it as a user based authentication. User and you group, you can create some you can allow some particular team to access some particular services only for that particular team, even though they were sit anywhere else. So which is AD integration we are going to do here, active directory integration we are going to do under identity awareness. We are going to install AD server and we are going to create some user groups, and different user group we are going to allow different accesses by creating the identity awareness rule, by the help of identity awareness, by creating the security rule by the help of identity awareness feature. Okay, that is comes under the module 7. And module 8, it's about the VPN, IPsec VPN and SSL VPN we are going to discuss. And then module 9 about the high availability, both here in checkpoint we are call it as a cluster excel. Okay, high availability, they are call it as a cluster excel or cluster, so don't get confused. So there is in the name of cluster, but here you are saying it high availability. Okay, so active passive and active active, how to implement in the two different ways, and what is meant by active passive and what is meant by active active. Lab, we are everything, we are whatever the topic I have listed here, everything we are going to perform lab guys, so daily basis. Okay, so and under monitoring and report, so we are going to discuss about the smart event, smart reporter, smart view tracker. So all are the tools to which is used for monitoring purpose. Okay, so that how to access that tool while monitor the traffic or while troubleshooting the traffic. Okay, so in that case these tools will be utilized guys. Okay, and model 11 about the troubleshooting and how to access debug your firewall. Okay, how to capture the firewall, and under troubleshooting only we are going to discuss about the packet flow. Checkpoint fire. Okay, so that also we are going to discuss guys, packet flow and how to analyze the logs and events for troubleshooting purpose, and how to capture the packet, and what are the debug tools we have, and what are the troubleshooting methodology. Okay, okay, these are all the topics we are going to cover under module 11 guys. Okay, so all these models, it's whatever we have previously discussed regarding checkpoint CCSA certification and CCSE certification both, it will be included. So if you want, you can verify that as well. Okay, and this is about your model. Day wise, whatever the topic we are going to cover, that I will give you after the day one session. Okay, so after completion of your module 1, I'll the day 1 most probably it is about the module 1 only. Day 1 and day 2 it's about module 1, and after that I'll give you whatever the topics sorry, after completion of module 2 I'll give you the day wise schedule in each and every topic, whatever the topic we are going to cover in a day wise, so everything I'll give you to you guys. Okay, so that's all about the course curriculum. Okay, and okay, and tomorrow also we have we have a demo session guys, so tomorrow we are going to perform lab. Okay, so and I'm going to give you some introduction to the checkpoint firewall as well, so I request you to attend the tomorrow session as well. Okay, and regarding the course fee, uh yes, I'll let you know. Okay, actual cost for check in our training program we are covering CCSA plus CCSC, right? So actual cost for both is in our institute actually it is a 10,000 INR. Okay, 10,000 INR. If you are an abroad student, so it's a 150 USD. Okay, and right now we are right now we are giving a 50 percentage offer, so you can take this course for 5,000 INR. If you're abroad student, 80 USD. Okay, plus based on your payment option like PayPal or any other payment option, the conversion tax it will be, if you're using a PayPal, additionally 5 USD you have to pay for a currency exchange tax. Okay, so totally 85 USD guys. Okay, so if you're in a Indian students, you can make you, I mean, you can take this course for 5,000 rupees itself. And regarding this is the course fee. Regarding the batch is going to start on 3rd May, coming Wednesday. Okay, so 3rd May. So 1st May is a holiday, and okay, so 3rd May we are planning to start this batch on 3rd May. Yes, Ajit. I'll give you my phone pay number. No issues. You can make your payment. Yes, I'll just give me time, guys. Give me a minute. I'll explain you one by one. So, so sorry. So this payment you can make if you're India. If you're in India, you can make your payment through IMPS. I'll give you the account if you want, or else you can make you any UPI payment like Phone Pay or GPay. Okay, I'll give you the payment number. So for that and for admission process, you can contact me to this number plus. Okay, so this number I'll put it in your chat box. You can contact me.